Yes, sir. Eric Lima here. You're watching my YouTube show, which my sentimental thoughts come from my heart, and when my mental oddball shenanigans come from my brain. It's EML77 TV. Well, I got some good news, bad news situation here. The good news is some places, some things are going to reopen, and go to mass.gov/reopening to get the information that you might need. If so that way, because if I try to give you the information about it, I'd be here all night. Don't want to do that. And all I know is churches will be start to open up again this coming week. So, and there will be a lot of restrictions, a lot of guidelines, and that's something we're going to have to deal with when when the time comes. Also, May the 25th, most of the stuff is going to open up as well, like salons and pet grooming and all that. Good stuff. I know restaurants will continue to open up. A lot of phase one. Phase two, let's see what happens in phase two. I've heard that most retail stores will open up May 28th. A lot of retailers want to open up by Memorial Day. So it's going to be, I may go back to work late this May, and it will be something to be excited about. And like I said, by the time I get back to work, there could be some changes. 2 hours could be changing for me at work as well, and we'll find out when I get back there on May the 28th. So I can technically get 10 days left of staying at home. So it'll be very interesting to say the least. And I will just so that's something to look forward to. And as you know, all the summer events like the WEML-TV Festival is postponed. Portuguese Feast is canceled till next year, and it will be so the festival could go into the fall. We'll find out. I don't know about the fireworks situation. I'm sure a lot. Yeah, so a lot of stuff's going down. But like I said, if you want more information, for all my Massachusetts friends, my local friends, mass.gov/reopening, and get the information there. And if I try to explain the information, I'm having trouble trying to do that on my first 2 takes. It's going to be a doozy. And so and I figured, just go there, check it out. I will put the link down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Because I'm not good with information like this either, so it is something to. So things are starting to ease up a little bit, which is good. I'm very, very looking forward to it. To be honest with you, I'm going back to work, and if for some circumstances, because of the because we all know, like I said in a few episodes ago, that the mall is, as far as retailing is concerned, an endangered species. So if I get my hours cut from there, I may be thinking about looking for another job anyways, and I could get out of the mall, which I can do that because, and like I said, it's, I don't know if the mall will recover from this. And already JCPenney is already filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. About 240 stores will close. I don't know if our Dartmouth store will be one of them. If that is, it's going to hurt the mall a little bit because we just opened up Burlington as well. So that's going to be something to consider. So that's what I got a lot to think about to do. So it's something that one phase at a time, baby steps, reopening. I know a lot of people got restless, getting restless the last couple of months. So this is going to be, I'm almost going to like a full 2 months without working a job, and it's crazy, to say the least. It's totally insane. Anyways, so that is that. Some sad news found in the world of entertainment, of course. Ken Osmond, who played Eddie Haskell in Leave It to Beaver, has passed. He's a legendary actor. He's passed away at the age of 76. My condolences and prayers to the remaining members of the Leave It to Beaver cast. That will be Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers, and to the friends and family of Ken Osmond. Condolences and prayers go to all of you. Also, condolences and prayers go out to the family of former WWE superstar Shad Gaspard. Shad Gaspard and his son went out for a swim in L.A. Beach, and they got caught in the current, and the lifeguard saved his son as he wanted them to. So they saved my son. He said save my son first. They did that, and he got caught in the current, and they tried finding him, and then this happened yesterday. The Coast Guard tried to search for him, and they gave up. They gave up on the search. So, I pray for a miracle. I pray that he is okay. I pray that he comes back home safe. If not, condolences, prayers go out to his family and to his WWE colleagues, friends, and family as well. His wife, his children. I will never forget Crime Time singing Christmas carols at a nursing home, and had their own twist on it. Is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Reggie the Red-Faced Crackhead? That was funny. So and they were entertaining. Crime Time was. I don't know how and my condolences, praise God, for JTG as well. And I don't know how JTG is handling this. He's probably more heartbroken because probably looks at him like a big brother or something like that. And it's sad, really. It's a sad case. But the man, if he did die, he died a hero. He died what a real father should be, and as protecting his children, and that's what's very important. I've got a lot of respect for him to that. I pray that he gets rewarded by God by giving him a second chance in life, and that's what that's why I think he doesn't deserve to die in this condition at all. I pray that he so it is something that to think about the next few days. Yeah, it is. 2020 has been the first half of 2020. Obviously, has been a very tough year. A lot of people are starting to just say F 2020, and basically that's what it was. That's what it is, basically. And I know we have still yet the second half, and once this year ends, we'll probably look back at this year, and I think from here on in, this will be the year that alters the course of our country's history, our world's history, and that's what I see it as. I had a lot of life-altering years. One of those life-altering years is 1988, when my dad remarried in January of that year, and when my brother Tyler was born, and that kind of altered my life as well. Then you got 70 years later afterwards, we moved to the north end of Bedford from the west end of Bedford. That basically altered the course of my life as well when I got my first job. When my ex-crush started dating one of my friends, that was another part of 1995 that kind of altered the course of my life. And then 2010 altered another course in my life when I decided to quit that same job that I got back in 95, and worked there for 15 years, and then went out and worked for the mall. I worked for the Swansea Mall for a couple of months, and then worked for the Dartmouth Mall. It is something to, it is amazing. So, and I've been working there ever since. So this was my 10th year at the mall. So 10 years I've been a mall employee, even though obviously I'm not working right now. But it's totally crazy the way things have been and things are. And this coming June, next month, June the 24th, 25th, will be 25 years since my life has changed by working at Ruby Tuesday. It is totally, I'll tell you what an insane life I just had, but I praise God for, all that He's done and all He's continuing to do. I've been very, very blessed to have a good life like mine, but I'm praying that God helps me to use my gifts and talents that He's given me. And to me, I think YouTube, very, very important that I've been on YouTube, and it's a good purpose that I've been on YouTube, to share the gifts of my heart and personality that I have to share with all of you who do not believe in Him. I'm not here to shove the Bible down anyone's throats, but to be the testimony that God wants me to be. And I'm praising the Lord for that, and lots of great friends out there. You guys know who you are, my subscribers. I know a majority of you do not believe in the Lord, and do not wish to hear, sometimes do not wish to hear about the gospel. But to me, I'm not shoving the gospel down anyone's throat. It's just like, know that Jesus loves you no matter what, no matter who you are, what your political, sexual, or even religious preference is, whether you believe in Him or not. What's really funny. People ask this question: how can you believe in a God that you cannot see? Let's. I've always, I had, there is something that, you know, you know, it just, confidence and trust in the person's faith, religious views, Christianity and faith. In the King James version of Hebrews 11, there's way different, a couple of different versions of it says it in here. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And another one, now faith is the assurance that we hope for will come about, and the certainty that we cannot see exists. Proverbs. The naive or inexperienced person is easily misled and believes every word he hears, but the prudent man is discreet and astute. That's in Proverbs 14:15, and Paul wrote, "Test everything that is said to be sure it is true. If it is, then accept it." We get, just it's something that before we have faith, when Christians have faith, they must understand who and whom. A lot of people just always, and basically, I always believe that faith is what you believe in here, inside your heart. Not what you just see in the physical. It's what you believe in here. And if you have that faith, you put your trust in the Lord, then you're good. And the fact of the matter is I always believe that God does exist. Is that I believe it in here, in my heart, not what I see out there, or some evidence that God exists. I look at my life and I know that God exists because He saved me from a fate that is worse than anything. I remember, like I said, and I'm going to give a little bit of my testimony here. When early in my earlier 80s, I always talk about how much I love the 80s. So that the 80s weren't as all that peachy keen, all right. They weren't peachy keen. They weren't hunky dory back then. I had a rough childhood. My biological parents were going through a messy divorce, a separation. One day, my mother took me and somebody to pack up some of my belongings. I packed up all my He-Man toys. Went up to New Hampshire, and I thought we were going there just for a visit. And we're staying over she said we're staying over for a bit. I said, okay. So at first I did not understand what was going on. And then, unfortunately, I think unfortunately, now that I look back at it, I put two and two together, my biological mother was cheating on my biological father. And I did not know about this. So I was only, 82, 83, or could be 80, 81. I forget. Was it? I was not yet. I got saved in 85. I became born again in 85. 7 years old. So we're talking 5 or 6 years old. I think I was 6 years old. I was in the first grade. I was in the first grade going to Gomes School when all this went down. So I'm highly assuming I was 6 years old at the time. So it had to be around 83, 84. I ended up living in New Hampshire for a while during the early winter season. I think when the new year hit in 84, basically 1984 is when everything went down. And then the guy that she was, my biological mother, God rest her soul, was living with, abused me. I used to be afraid to shower because I was afraid of soap getting in my eyes. The kid, so that happened. So unfortunately, that happened to me, and I tried running away a couple of times, and I ran into one of my neighbors from back home, back into Bedford at the time. I wanted to go into Bedford. I always said I wanted to go to Bedford, but she says it costs money to go home. and I wouldn't be surprised if my biological mother, not my stepmom, not my current mother, now my biological mom, who was passed away since 2012, she, I bet you to the one that drugs had something to do with it. A lot of people back then picked on, oh, your parents take drugs and all that. They did. My biological parents did, and that's what cost them their marriage. And unfortunately, because of what happened, my dad decided to get rid of everything, that caused him a lot of problems, and turn to the Lord. And God had told my father, "Come get your son. Go get your son." And my dad came to visit along with my mother's brother and sister-in-law. He held me in his arms, started crying, says, "I love you." And after they left, I started crying. I said, "I want to go home with Dad." And he said, "No, no, no." And then all of a sudden, I think it was a couple of weeks after that, my dad called up my biological mother and says, "I'm going to come get my son." And since then, and the first time I took a shower without any fear, because it was time. It was there were two showers. There were two showers, so I took one, the nearest, and cleaned up everything. And I wanted to pack up all my He-Man toys, and I'll leave them here. And I didn't get them till a couple months later, back then. But still, and so my father came and got me, and I was singing away, very happy. My dad got aggravated a little bit, but my dad, was not understanding in my life, that everything is changing, and he was but he believed that he was doing the right thing. And for a while too, my mother came back into town. My biological mother came back into town, and my dad said, "We'll try to make it work and see if we can get, he got me saved, and because I used to pray every night, go to Catholic church, and then I started going to church every Sunday night as well. Sunday morning and Sunday night, I started going to church twice a week, even twice a day, and and then we started going to Church of the New Testament and having a Bible study, Church of the New Testament, like 84. It's my father and I were Bible study. I was turning 7, and I was way behind the maturity level, obviously. So I ended up going to sleep a couple times in Bible studies and all. And my dad had to carry me home. And then before you know it, my dad and I started attending the Church of the New Testament, and I went through a lot at that time too. I was put for the mental ringer, so to speak. A lot of people are trying to get me to talk about my past, to talk about what happened to me when I was in New Hampshire and everything else. And I tried, and I have to admit, I tried to repress those things by with hobbies. I try to keep my garbage pail kids cards, hobbies, video games, and all that. I used all that stuff to repress everything that's happened to me back in the day, at that point in my life. And then I started going to counseling, and just, it's something that, it was something that it was something that I felt like I had to do at the time. And, I didn't want to talk about what happened to me and everything else. So, like, watching TV, playing video games, looking at baseball cards, talking about video games, Nintendo, the Red Sox and all. And it's, excuse me just a second here. I got to get this and get this, because Raw's going to come on in a few minutes, so I'm trying to end things here. So, basically, So basically, what is happening here is, I use other stuff that is not of the Lord, to repress everything that's happened to me. And personally, it wasn't right of me to do so. But now I've grown up. Now I've learned a lot from those situations, and I'm not afraid to talk about it, because it's all happened to me. I know there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of things that have happened to them in their past, and they use a lot of stuff to repress stuff from their past and all that. But I am very thankful for my life, and I'm very thankful for where I am today. If sometimes there's a saying that in order to get to heaven, you have to go through hell. And I went through hell all my life. And so this whole pandemic thing that's been happening is nothing new to me. You know, it's nothing new to me. And I know a lot of changes. Yeah, do I admit I was scared in a couple of changes? Yeah, sure. But I pray that God is not giving me a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Now I had a lot of things to keep my mind up to situations, like playing video games. Nowadays, like, I don't use these things to repress. I use these things to relax my mind. I started hanging out with my church friends on the Zoom channel, which I didn't get a chance to tonight, unfortunately. Because like I said, I'm trying to ease it up, so I'll probably do it tomorrow as well. And so I'm praising God for that. I'm just very thankful for all that God has done for me and all that He's going to continue to do. So, like I said, some bad news, good news situation, and there's a bad news for the deaths of Ken Osmond and possibly Shad Gaspar, but I'm hoping Shad Gaspar comes back alive from this. If not, condolences and prayers go out to the family of that great man who was a good man outside the ring. And also another favorite moment of Shad Gaspar was when he was in tears when Kofi Kingston won the title last year and was hanging out with JTG and MVP to celebrate that. It was totally awesome. So I got to end it here because Raw's coming on in about 4 minutes. And as you know, I always respect Asuka, but I'm wearing my Becky Two-Belt shirt to pay tribute to her, to thank her for the great entertainment she's provided us as Raw Women's Champion, as Becky Two-Belts. What a year. 2019 was the year of Becky Lynch, and I will never forget that day. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And Becky Lynch is going to be a great mother, an excellent mother, and Seth Rollins is going to be an excellent dad. They'll get married eventually, and he couldn't do it because of the pandemic. But as restrictions ease up, I'm hoping that they will finally get to be husband and wife and get to be good parents of hopefully a healthy baby boy or girl, and possibly a second-generation wrestling superstar. So I hope my little testimony does inspire you guys a little bit and helps you understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, I'm not shoving the Bible down anyone's throats or something like that. It's just something that, I'm just wanting to let you know that God is real, and He's always been real with me. If you, He's given me blessing and gifts, and the reason why I have so many good friends is because I respect them. God gives me the heart to love people. I'm not going to slam people for not believing in God. I'm not going to slam people for being gay. I'm not going to slam people for being not living the church life or not being the good Christian person. All that. I always will pray for everybody. Like audio adrenaline's my worldview. I want to see the world through Jesus' eyes, and Jesus loved everybody. When I remember him sitting down and with the taxpayers and sinners, and everybody the religious people, highly religious people, berated him for it. But he says, "I'm not here to be served, but to serve. I'm here to help the sick, and not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually and emotionally." And that's what he did. So that's why I've always believed that to this day. And that's why I'm friends with good people. I know there's some trolls out there disrespect me and all, but I just want to let them know that I'm very sorry for blocking you, but please, you got to be respectful. I want you guys to be respectful and stop being immature, and start taking stock of your responsibilities, and think about what you're doing and what you're saying, because people will come. If you try to do something good, people will get back at you with this. Sometimes it's insane. You reap what you sow, and I've always firmly believed that. So listen, I disrespected people as well, and they blocked me, and I do apologize for that. I'm not perfect, never have been, never will be. I'm not better than anybody else, never have been, never will be either. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on as far as God's blessings to each and every one of you. I love you, each and every one of you. Continue. And to those who I'm friends with on Facebook, and you're a blessing, guys, to me. People I follow on Twitter, a blessing as well. You're all blessings, no matter what. I don't care if you don't believe in God or not. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're gay or straight. If you're my friend and you like me for who I am on the inside of my heart, you're a blessing to me. Because I always believe that God is, giving me people to help me learn and help me grow as help me grow my character and help me grow as a person as well. And that's very, very important to me. So here we go. Raw is on right now. I'm looking forward to what's going to go happen on Raw. We know Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross will defend the tag team title, women's tag team championship against the Iconics. I like those girls. They're entertaining though. I like to see Iconics back as tag team champions. So that would be great. The most entertaining women's tag team ever, besides the Kabuki Warriors. So it'd be very. So this will be a great day. It's a great day for things starting to reopen. Baby steps, phase after phase. We'll do it for 3 weeks and a little bit. Take it a few steps. I like this. It's a good thing. Hopefully, I'll see you guys out there. And if you guys watch my videos and come up to me, I know social distancing and all, but don't be afraid to come up and say, hey, I watch your videos. I think you're great. I think you know what you're doing. If you want to speak good compliments about me, that's great. You want to message me, that's good too. You want to be honest about my videos, saying, hey, listen, I know. Listen, I don't want to be preacher man, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like brother love or something like that, but I just want to, just give a testimony and let you guys know, let you guys fill in, guys, how I'm feeling and all that. So I'm just feeling excited, feeling blessed and everything else. So right now there's highlights of Becky Lynch going on right now. I'm going to watch this. Becky, 2 belts, always will be the man. So I figured, you guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. I pray keep keeping yourself safe. Even though things starting to get restrictions about to be lifted or pulled back a little bit, just be respectful. Be respectful of the law. Keep yourself safe. I know sometimes you don't feel like we're all sheep and this is a lot of just conspiracies about this thing. Just be considerate. Just be considerate for others just in case. All right, and that's what I do. Just not take any chances. Ease up a little bit at a time. Just don't take baby steps. Take baby steps, all right? I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day and just and a wonderful night, actually. And I'll see you on the next episode, 619. All right? And tomorrow is May 19th. Watch out for Kane. All right? Watch out for Kane. He's probably running too busy running things as mayor of Tennessee. All right? I'll see you guys later. Episode 618 complete. Baby steps being made. All right? And I'll see you guys later. Peace.